I hope you like the tie. I'm an American and a liberal. I'm not ashamed of being a liberal. Not at all. I'm an American that has been an American for 69 years, born in this country. There's a song, Born in the USA. That's me. I wanted to talk a little bit to Democrats. I don't care to talk to Republicans. I want to put a warning on the door. Republicans, don't knock on this door. I can't guarantee what would happen. And I couldn't help but think about that when I was watching Clint Eastwood on the Republican convention. And then I've heard all the spin about what a brilliant performance that was. That wasn't a brilliant performance unless the idea was to spread hate, to be un-American, to go against the will of the people who voted a man in as President of the United States of America. If we wanted to put the F word in the mind of people like myself that don't use that word, it's not in our vocabulary. You see, education tells you that you can get a point across without using the F word. I even told kids in the classroom, you don't even say duck in this classroom. You don't say muck. And they would ask, can I say buck? No! You can't say anything close to that. And Clint Eastwood, as I watched this terrible display of insanity called acting, put the word fuck in my mind. Damn him. It's not what I wanted to think about. It wasn't the word I needed to hear just before I listened to Romney speak, because I don't like Romney in the first place. Guy has a yacht. He doesn't even fly an American flag on his yacht. And we want him to be president. Anyway, I know a number of Republicans, at least I used to. I've tried to sever all friendships. I don't believe in detachment, but I should practice a little bit of detachment, so I'm detaching from Republicans. I really don't like them because they don't like other people. They don't care about other people. They only care about money, and they care about themselves. It's anything but Christian. Yet they got in a tizzy because the Democratic platform did not mention God. My question is this: which God are we talking about? Allah? The Indian God? Are we talking about the God of Horus? Or maybe the golden calf? I don't know. There's all kinds of religions. This country, in case they haven't figured it out, has freedom of religion. That means you should be free to practice your religion. And some people do not worship the God of money. Some people don't worship a God of fear and threats, a God of bigotry, a God that would create people in the state of sin, a God who would design the human body so it could be utilized by two people of the same sex or two people of different sexes. It all fits together like the plugs we have in electronics. What kind of design error was that from a God that knows all? Is it the God that I heard a prayer the other day on television that started out with, God you may recall? What kind of God can't remember what he said? What kind of God doesn't know what this minister said? How dare they say to God, you may recall? God said, see now, like Clint Eastwood, I don't remember saying that, but it must be true because he said it. He's a minister. I don't think God works that way. A God that could create the universe and then people have to speak in tongues? Well, some human being interprets what the creator of the universe said? Is that the God they're talking about, or is it the God who lived here for 33 years, was crucified on a cross, and then came back from the dead to talk to his church, and he said, I give you this new commandment. Love one another. That was God. I don't know if the Mormons become an issue here because they have a prophet. And I don't know the position of the prophet. I don't know if he's like the Pope in the Catholic Church. Catholics believe the Pope to be infallible. But there's only been in history 3 times that the Pope has spoken on matters of infallibility. And each of those times it had to deal with the church. It doesn't mean he can predict football games or he could tell the future or any of that kind of thing. It just means when it comes to the church, his word is the final say. Very simple. Can understand it. I don't know about the Mormon church. I don't know. Maybe a Mormon's watching. I told the Republicans not to watch, so maybe a few Mormons are left. If you're out there, it's my understanding, though I'm not an expert on this, and I've really not read the books. I did try to read the beginning of one of the Mormon books, and it said that Joseph Smith had seen this angel. He was naked beneath his clothes. That's as far as I got. I got to thinking that's kind of strange. Everybody I know is naked beneath their clothes, but I try not to think of it that way, or somebody'd say I was a fag or gay or something, and I have to worry about that anyway because I'm not married. And I was a Catholic teacher, so I've got to be very guarded. I'm just concerned about this. If we have separation of church and state, what are we doing electing a Mormon bishop as President of the United States? Where will his loyalty lie? I'll tell you this, when I was a fervent Catholic, and the state said one thing and the church said another, I always took the church's position. I've even said it on the video. I will go with the church before I go with the state. I just don't know. I'm very uneasy about that. And I know their background is questionable if you look at it. I'm not going to go in. I'm not going to try to argue it here, other than to say that Republicans and Mormons are not welcomed on my front porch, and I certainly don't feel comfortable with this is my pit bull. Let me show her to you. She's a sweetheart. She's not at all vicious. I just don't want her close to him. Nice doggy, big teeth, but no, absolutely the gentlest dog in the world. She's Bentley's wife. Yeah, they're married. Isn't it funny? My 2 dogs can get married, but 2 people that love each other, if they happen to be of the same sex, they can't get married. See, there is no biblical reference to marriage. If you study the Bible, you will find that there is no marriage ceremony. The marriage ceremony that's used is the marriage ceremony that came out of the Catholic Church. It was never dealt with. And it's a simple reason for that, because marriage is between 2 people and God. Love is always better than hatred. If 2 people love each other, then why not let them live together and have the rights? It bothers me that I work so hard so the black people could be accepted, and these black people now turn around and they are as prejudiced as the Southerners were against them now, and they're against 2 people loving each other. I think this Creator and this God, a God of love, the one that, if I had a church, we would talk about, that God realized there had to be some kind of a control on population. So I can now go away from Catholic teachings and tell you what I really think. And I think God made everything connect together so 2 people of the same sex could love each other and never be alone and have that companionship without procreating and without having children. I don't understand. God may have another plan for why some people procreate and others don't. Some good people never have children. There must be a reason, but we don't understand the workings of this God. I wish there was more time, but I want you to understand that the God I represent, and if I have freedom of religion, is a God of love, a God that does not make mistakes, a God that remembers all and knows all, past and present. That's the God I represent. And if we have freedom of religion, then I damn well should be able to believe this way without having this God of hate shoved down my throat or in my political party's platform, if you will excuse me.